All in favor of adjourning?
Yes.
Opposed?
No.
That is turned down. What? We have now before us recommended vote. After finishes Article 70, now have Article 71. The recommended vote of the Board of Selectmen is no action. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? No action. We have now, that closes Article 71. We have Article 72. Recommended vote of the Board of Selectmen is no action. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? No action on Article 72. We now have Article 73. The resolution hereby voted that, and there's a big resolution. At the beginning of the meeting, I said we'd have a pro and a con. Have they both decided upon their speaker? If so, the pros come up here to my left and the cons over there on my right. You got 10 minutes each. Whoever's going to speak for the pros should come up now. The cons should come over there. You don't have to use the whole 10 minutes.
Don't plan to.
Remember, 3 minutes, they like you. 5 minutes, 7 minutes, they're going to vote against you. We have Mr. Smith. You have the floor, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Dick Smith, is this working? Dick
Yes.
Smith, Precinct 17.
Name and precinct, Mr. Smith. Help him out, Paul. Oh,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dunn.
I'm going to read fast if I can do it faster this way. Copies of a handout on Article 73 were placed in your seats on Monday. There's a few copies in the rear. Some people say Article 73 doesn't belong here since it's not a, quote, Arlington article. The right of petition in New England towns goes back to colonial days when New Englanders, in the form of town meeting votes, protested policies of the king, such as the Stamp Act and other acts we have learned in our history classes. Parliament reacted by passing an act to forbid town meetings from acting on anything but purely local business. This enraged the towns, and to a large extent, this led to the American Revolution. Both federal and state laws now guarantee the right of free petition. Article 73 does not relate specifically to Arlington, but has the potential to affect Arlington, arguably even more than anything else in the warrant. It calls for an amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The Constitution has been amended dozens of times over the years, typically as the result of actions at the local level. This article is such an action at the local level. As of yesterday, 56 communities in Massachusetts have taken such local action. The Citizens United decision, which is the subject of this article, has the potential, it could be argued, the inevitability of drastically changing the basic purpose of our electoral system from government of and by the people to, effectively, government by corporate entities. A quote from a nonpartisan Common Cause very accurately describes the decision. Quote, "I wish I could say it was all a joke, but we know it's not. The Supreme Court has handed our elections over to corporations and billionaires, letting them drown out our voices and taking over our democracy," end quote. The handout you received mentions some practical effects of Citizens United. Another practical effect is that large corporations now have literally hundreds of billions of dollars of cash available. Much of it, no doubt, will be used to influence the 2012 elections. The people elected to office as a result of the influence of those corporations will be the people who will determine where our country is going, where our state is going, and even what is going to be happening at the local level. If he were here tonight, Representative Sean Garbely, Vice Chair of the Joint Committee on Elections, would give examples of the way funds from wealthy corporations could determine whether or not certain local projects would or would not take place. Pamela Wilmot, the Executive Director of Massachusetts Common Cause, discussed a Massachusetts contest in which a town selectman who was opposed to a project was ousted thanks to the influence of outside money. It was the 2010 Citizens United decision that really made corporations into political powers. Not only were corporations declared to be people, but corporations now have the power to buy elections at will. The problem with this Supreme Court decision is that it goes against everything the Founding Fathers believed in. In the Constitution, it says, "We the people," not "we the corporations." A poll conducted by Suffolk University indicates that 83% of Democrats, 81% of independents, and 73% of Republicans oppose Citizens United. 6% were undecided, and only 13% supported Citizens United. I hope that the person who will be speaking against this article and who will thus be representing the 13% of people that don't support CU, does more than simply say that the article doesn't concern town meeting, but I hope he discusses the merits of the Citizens United decision. The 5-4 decision by the conservative majority of the Supreme Court this is a partial quote, "is an abomination that can never be constitutionally justified. Now it is our duty to call on Congress to bring forward a constitutional amendment that bans corporate personhood and bans corporations from interfering with government and elections that only real people have the right to donate to and to vote in. Because whatever these greedy, arrogant corporations and billionaires think, it's the opinion of the Founding Fathers that generates most. Corporations are not people. People are people." I want to thank a lot of people for their support of this, especially Nora Mann and others people who helped me put this together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smith. Mr. Harrington?
I should first start by saying that I will not be talking on Sean Harrington, Precinct 15. I should first say that on the merits of the article, I do not necessarily disagree with with my friend, the previous speaker. However, I disagree with the way the gentleman went around with the issue. I find that articles such as this one are a major reason why people don't want to join town meeting. From people I've talked to, many believe that Arlington Town Meeting spends too much time on bug zappers, chickens, and spanking children than issues that directly affect the quality of life in Arlington. We are here to discuss the budget, zoning bylaws, and issues that directly affect our community. We are not here to be a moral compass to national current events, and we're not here to be a debate club whenever the Supreme Court has a ruling. Not only does this article move us away from the true point of why we are here, if we pass this article, we send a message that if someone doesn't like a Supreme Court ruling, all they can do is just make a warrant article and have it presented in front of town meeting. We are opening ourselves up to warrant articles on Roe versus Wade, Falwell versus Hustler, and the state Supreme Court ruling on gay marriage, things that shouldn't be talked about in town meeting. We have more important issues at hand facing our town. This may be opening a door that should remain shut. So I do ask you that you vote no on this article, because it could be very dangerous to how future town meetings are held, and certain things that are talked that shouldn't be discussed and aren't appropriate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay. We have before us the recommended vote of the Board of Selectmen adopting the resolution. All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, say no.
No.
My opinion is a positive vote. I only see 4 people arising. All right, that terminates debate on Article 73. Well, you know, all right, gee whiz. All in favor, please rise. Sam Tellers. After this, we just have to dispose of Article 38, which is no action, and then take 3 off the table, get rid of that, and we can go home for good. Mr. Dunn, how many up front? 7. 7 up front. Mr. Schlickman, how many over there? 15. Mr. O'Connor? 36. Mr. Tremblay? 31. And Mr. McCabe? 19. All opposed, please rise. Oh, Mr. Smith. Okay. Okay, 37 from Mr. O'Connor. $109. How much up front, Mr. Dunn? 4. Mr. Schlickman? 7. 7. Mr. Tremblay? 10. Mr. McCabe? 14. $42. 109 in the affirmative, 42 in the negative. It is a positive vote. Mr. Tossi, can you take 38 off the table?
I move that Article 38 be taken from the table. Just so you don't have to go back into your books, it simply says that the sum of $900,000 be and hereby is appropriated to set aside for future funding, future collective bargaining agreements, said sum to be raised by general tax, and said sum shall not be expended without a further vote of town meeting. We don't have any collective bargaining agreements that have been made at this point. Therefore, this is set aside for future collective bargaining. So the Finance Committee unanimously recommends favorable action.
$900,000. Anyone wish to discuss? Seeing none, all in favor of the recommended vote of the Finance Committee, please say yes. Yes. Opposed? No. My opinion is a positive vote. Mr. Tossi, can you take 3 off the table?
I move that Article 3 be taken from the table.
All in favor, please say yes. Yes. Opposed? Okay. Mr. Tosti.
Mr. Moderator, town meeting members, I move that this town meeting be dissolved.
All in favor of dissolving the 2012 annual town meeting, please say yes. Yes. Opposed? I declare the meeting dissolved.